All I want for Christmas is my 2 trophies. My 2 trophies, just my 2 trophies. Gee, if I could only have my 2 trophies, then I could be as cool as Bean and Detling. It seems so long since Jutt could say, see, I actually made the playoffs. Gosh, oh gee, how sad he'll be when the first lady is Crystal. All I want for Christmas is my 2 trophies. My 2 trophies, just my 2 trophies. Gee, if I could only have my 2 trophies, then I could be as cool as Bean and Detling. Well, this is odd. Detling's usually here by now. It's already going on 7 o'clock. I figured I'd get the opening song done so we didn't have to do that, but he's still not here. What the crap? Where are you, Detling? I mean, seriously, is he really going to punk out just because he lost? Just because he's not making it to the championship? Is he sitting at home crying? Man up, man. He's still getting to play third place against Huber. He could still be the Huber squasher. So frustrating. Oh, what's this? Oh, there's some messages. Hold on. Maybe he left some message. Okay, he's probably running late. He's probably stuck in traffic. All right, let me just check the messages real quick.
Hey, baby, this here's the king. I'm just sitting here with your friend watching a little TV. Bullseye. Well, we're kind of busy, so why don't you leave a message and maybe later on we'll go pick out a Cadillac.
Hello, everybody. This is your lovely commish. I hope you guys have all had a good season. Oh, wait. That's not right. I'm not the commish. I'm all out of sorts. See what happens when you don't make the championship game and you're all pissed because, one little tweak here and one little tweak there will cost you a chance at it. Where am I at? Yes, well, sadly, unfortunately, I cannot make the show today. Brian asked me to call in and give my opinions on the matchups and maybe talk for a little bit or something. First off, let's congratulate Justin Bajorek on the win against me. Really a tough loss there. I mean, I think you might have broken me. I don't know. It might take me a whole year to recover. It was a difficult thing to watch and accept with a guy named Marquez Wilson. It just adds to the list of jabronis that have cost me a championship. Brandon Jacobs, Jabbar Gaffney, Marcus Wilson, and whoever played on Kevin Bean's team. But we're not here to talk about me, because I know all you guys are partying, because I lost. I know that. I accept that. And I'm thrilled by it. Just makes me more angry and more determined to come back next year and beat the snot out of you. So without further, also I congratulate Brian on his win over Jimmy. Yes, Jimmy made some wrong moves too. Didn't play the Arizona defense. So this third place matchup is what I essentially thought the championship game was going to be, but is the game of screw ups because both of us made mistakes, and we're paying for it in the third place game. And also we have a rematch against each other, which should be highly touted, but is going to be wiped under the rug, and nobody's going to care as much. But me and Jimmy, we're going to play for pride. It's looking pretty good between us. Could be a shootout. Jeremy Hill just came hard. He just came hard into the league. He is gaining ground as we speak. Matt Forte versus Detroit. I don't know how Casey Kloss is going to do. If he's smart, he'll play with the Forte all the time. Philly versus Washington. I guess you couldn't ask for a better matchup than that, could you? I'd say Cleveland versus Carolina was a good matchup, but after Cleveland played Cincinnati with Johnny Manziel, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I hate Johnny Manziel with a passion. Jordan Reed. I can't speak enough about the guy. I hope he dies. My boy Le'Veon Bell. It's the one thing I'm looking forward to next year is having him and probably Josh Gordon. I might change that mind, but Le'Veon Bell will be on my team for sure. You can book it. Best running back in football. Best. All right, I got cut off. Apparently, I didn't know there was a time limit, and I rambled. So I picked me to win versus Jimmy. Thus going 1-1 and making me 3-1 against the Hubers this year, hopefully, or else we'll be 2-2, and the world will be right again. Now on to the next matchup: Detonators versus FC The Hork. This one is going to be crazy. I think it's going to be good. Matt Ryan in New Orleans, if Julio Jones plays, will be unstoppable. But then you got Drew Brees against Atlanta, so it's going to be pretty crazy. Eric Decker, Alvin Morris for Philly, projected at 14 points. If Robert Griffin plays, he gets it. And C.J. Anderson, that's going to be tough to mess with. I'm rooting for Brian. I'm hoping Brian wins this one. I would love to have the draft in Pittsburgh next year, so me and Brian don't have to wake up and drive 6 to 7 hours and make it a whole day. And I want to see either way, I'm going to see who the real fans are, who the real league members are from the East, see if they're willing to come out this far, because as of now, I know that the last 3 years, Jeff hasn't had to come out, neither has Gags, or the Hubers, or Jimmy Crick for that matter. So I know you guys, it's a long way to go, but we appreciate it if you come. If not, we'll probably yell at you over the phone when you bother us and our picks, but that gives you more time to drink beer. So without further ado, Brian is going to take it. He's going to beat Justin. He's going to win for me. And the Detonators are going to explode all over SC Bahorik's face. And Bahorik's going to cry in his sleep, and his wife is going to have to console him once again. Well, Brian, good luck. And to everybody out there, have fun, be safe, and have a Merry Christmas. Ta-ta. And I'm going to go to the Penguin game. Later.
So wait, let me get this straight. Detling is phoning it in tonight, leaving a message. Didn't even do a live call, just leaving me a message. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. And then at the very end, he just briefly mentioned that he's going to a Penguins game. This is not like him. Maybe he's back off the wagon. I don't know. Hold on. I'm getting a text. Let me see who it is. It's from Detling. He's going to the Penguins game with a girl from work. And she's Asian. I'm not making this up. You can't make this up. Wow. This is huge. Huge for Detling. Could be a major breakthrough in his life, and excited for him. And I can only recall one prediction that I made at the very beginning of the season, well, before the season started, before the draft. And as Craig or someone had called me Beastradamus this year, well, I'm about to prove myself right again. This is unbelievable. And I'm going to let this recording kind of tell it all, tell you the truth, how I said it. I guess 4 months ago, and it's about maybe 2 minutes long, but it's worth every second. So here it goes. All right, my last prediction and my best prediction of the year happens to be about this guy right here. It's twofold. Twofold. First, you better get ready for this one. By the end of the season, I predict that Detling gets laid.
I love this prediction.
However, he still does not win a championship.
Come on.
But in some way,
I'll take the lead. So
he'll take it, and that'll be a championship in its own right.
Yeah, I will be happy, man. Jesus, cobwebs.
It's a prediction. It could happen.
I will do my best to make this come true. I'll shave the beard. I'll start working out.
Trim it.
Trim it.
I mean, you don't have to get rid of it. Just don't scare people off. You know, you got things living in that thing.
I do. A little pet squirrel there.
Pet squirrel
Chipper.
in there.
His name's Chipper.
So we've got a lot of predictions here on tape. And,
one of them comes true.
Yeah. Hopefully one of them comes true. The best one, though, would be Craig not making...
No, me getting laid is the best one.
All right, that'd be good for you.
Jesus, what are your priorities at? Your hatred for Craig is so bad. You would rather me not get laid.
Here's the Detling.
Yeah, it's the only time in life where Tupac and Biggie come together.
There you go. So Detling getting laid by Christmas.
Be a hell of a game.
Well, there you have it, gentlemen. Detling getting laid by Christmas might actually happen. He has 1 week to make this prediction come true. The other prediction already came true. He did not make the playoffs. And then, as you all heard, there was a smaller prediction of someone, namely Craig Kubicek, not making the playoffs. That also came true. So I think this is my year. I think everything is in the cards. Everything's falling exactly the right way. So I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself, but I like the way things are rolling. And we'll leave it at that. Welcome to the Tonto Bowl. Tonto Bowl 12 to be exact. I'm Detonators, reporting live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the future site of Tonto's demise Season 13 draft. Tonto Bowl 6 champ. Don't forget that. Alongside with Buxton. He's sitting next to me and no one else is here because Detling is at a Penguins game with some broad from work. And good luck to you, buddy, and wish you were here, but hey, I'm proud of you. Go get him. Go get him, Cougar. Well, before we get into the show, I want to take a minute to congratulate Jimmy on, a competitive match. It came down to Monday night. He didn't really have the lead that I'm sure he wanted and needed, and Breeze showed up like I hoped he would. And, I will say this, Jimmy, I don't think I really beat you. I think you beat yourself, and I'm sure you'd be the first one to point that out. I think he scored 140-something points to my 169, and 169, I looked through most weeks, you beat that. And so, therefore, I am extremely thrilled to be in the finals. However, I am humbled to know that I don't necessarily completely deserve to be there. I just happened to run into Jimmy on the right week. And, his playoff woes still continue. So maybe next year's going to be your year, buddy. But, I can't say that I crushed you, and I'm not going to try to. So you got one more matchup this week. I know you'd rather be in the finals, but you're going up against Detling, and you can at least have a small victory in that, some bragging rights to bring to the next year's draft. And yes, as we all have heard by now, it will be somewhere in Western PA, either Pittsburgh or Johnstown, and this week will tell that. Unfinished business. Feels weird saying all these little things when it's just me. All these little titles for our segments. It's weird. Buxton, pipe up. Maybe you can help out a little bit. Anyway, I have a little bit of unfinished business with Mr. Bahork, the manager of FC Bahork. And it's actually a congratulatory unfinished business. I realized how he came to beat Detling in the semifinal matchup, and it was kind of a long con. He really got inside of Detling's head, and what I mean is, he actually became Detling. Sometimes they say to beat someone, you have to actually become them, and if you recall, Halloween, Justin became Detling, and therefore he understood how his mind worked, and he became his own enemy. And he basically used the philosophy to beat Detling, I must become Detling. And I'm going to use a little tip from that playbook, and to prove that, I am going to become Justin to beat Justin. And I'm doing so by sitting here in my living room in some hot, chilly pajama pants, and that's it. That's all. Because I imagine that's what Mr. Bahork wears to bed at night, and that's probably where, he gets a lot of his fantasy knowledge, some of his fantasy prowess. So, figure if I'm going to beat him, I'm going to have to become him, and I'm willing to do that. Well, Buxton, who are we burying this week? What's the matter? Cat's got your tongue? Ha. Alright, since you're not going to tell us, I will. This week, it's sad to report that we are burying 2 more members of our league. The manager of New Gods Mad Titans, Kamish, and one Matthew Detling, the manager of Huber Squashers. Well, Buxton, this death scene was pretty gruesome. I don't know if you happened to see it on the front page of the newspaper of the Post-Gazette this week, but this was a very unusual circumstance for both of these deaths. It says here that it was a murder-suicide, and one that you wouldn't quite imagine. The murder took place on Monday evening, approximately 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the victim was New Gods Mad Titans. The suspects on the scene of the crime were Drew Brees, Matt Forte, and Marcus Colston. They're still trying to figure out, and finally Martellus Bennett. They're trying to figure out who is to blame, or if it was a planned, coordinated, premeditated murder. Upon hearing this news, the manager of the Huber Squashers took his own life. How, you ask? He called in one last favor to the head coach of the Chicago Bears. He called Mark Trestman and said, "Give the ball to Marquez Wilson. One final reception, and make sure it's in the end zone. That will be just enough to make me breathe my final breath." Because, he said, if I cannot play New Gods Mad Titans in the final matchup in the championship, then I do not want to be in the championship. I would rather play him for third place than to go up against my fellow podcaster, the manager of the Detonators. And therefore he took his own life. Hence the murder-suicide. Mystery solved. It seems only fitting that New Gods Mad Titans and the Huber Squashers are buried directly next to one another. We all heard about the hype the entire season for their matchup, which I believe was in week 11 or 12, and it seems only fitting that they will also get to play one another in death. And let's see what Jimmy's headstone reads. Here lies New Gods Mad Titans, led by one Andrew Luck, a dominant quarterback whose steam ran out at the end of the season. He began the year in dramatic fashion with a 6-point win over the Isotopes. And who can forget Week 4 when Jimmy defeated the Dub C Hooligans by .35? I'm sure Kevin Bean doesn't. Or the Week 5 matchup where he defeated the Detonators by a score of 214 to 203. That one hurt. But the most memorable game of the year probably occurred in Week 6, when the New Gods Mad Titans defeated McCoy's Homeboys with a whopping score of 275.6, setting a new Tonto's Demise record for the greatest point total. He went on to win the regular season champion, a title he was happy with, but he wanted so much more. He skated and glided through the season on the backs of Andrew Luck, Demaryius Thomas, Giovanni Bernard, Matt Forte, and the Philadelphia D. Unfortunately, they failed to show up when it counted the most. Demaryius Thomas put up a respectable 24 points. Andrew Luck put up an abysmal 34 points. Dante Moncrief did not even register one single solitary point. And it will pain Jimmy for years to come to know that he should have benched the Philadelphia D, even though they did so well against Dallas on Thanksgiving. But he'll always remember that Arizona put up enough points against St. Louis to have made it into the finals. A very, very tough pill to swallow, one that we've all swallowed, each and every one of us. Cause of death, the aforementioned Matt Forte, Andrew Luck, and Philadelphia D. Most likely to be survived by one Andrew Luck and Demaryius Thomas. Rest in peace, Commish. Rest in peace. Alright, moving over here to the right, buried directly next to New Gods Mad Titans is the Huber squasher Matthew Detling, who started off the season in dramatic fashion as well with a 206-point victory over one of the Huber brothers, which he loved, I'm sure. He too, just as New Gods Mad Titans did, defeated the Isotopes. This Huber squasher defeated him in Week 2, which put him up in a 2-0 record. He meandered through the season with up and down scores ranging from the 120s all the way up into the 200s. He beat Bohoric with a score of 130 some points, but then lost to Dub C with a score of 203. He even defeated the Detonators in Week 10 with a score of 189 to 153. And who can forget when he was squashed by the New Gods Mad Titans in Week 11 by a score of 166 to 133. The Huber Squashers sailed through Week 1 of the playoffs, defeating Possum Magic handily on the back of Le'Veon Bell. But he sadly came up just 5.2 points short when he fell victim to FC Bohoric in the semifinal matchup. If the last catch by Marquez Wilson was not in the end zone, Huber Squasher would be in the final against me. However, it was, and I know Delling screamed offensive pass interference, but no flag on that. But let's not kid ourselves, that was not what lost him the final matchup of the year for him. It had more to do with all of the faith that he put in Josh Gordon, which was a good strategy, and he got decent draft value for him. Unfortunately, he just did not have the pedigree that we saw last year. He started out strong with a couple 100-yard performances, but the last 3 games, he had nothing to show. Sure, you might blame Manziel, but can't blame Manziel and Hoyer for all the drop balls that he had as well, and the lackluster speed. The Huber Squashers, I believe, will be very sad to let go of the cobbler Randall Cobb this year, and he will most likely be survived this time by Josh Gordon and definitely Le'Veon Bell. Cause of death, the Cleveland D, and yours truly, Johnny Manziel. At least Huber Squasher and New God's Mad Titans will at least be able to fight one another while 6 feet under. May the best dead manager win. Buxton, look at that. We missed some voicemails. I didn't even see that thing still blinking. Hit that button, man.
You got a voicemail.
Is Kevin Bean, manager of the Dub C Hooligans. Hey, I just wanted to call and congratulate both B and Justin for making it to the championship game. I mean, honestly, there's not two teams in the league, besides my own, of course, that I feel like I could root more strongly for. Justin, newer to the league, has just been working so hard and knew nothing about football prior to fantasy, and just, came along so quickly. So good for you. B, after being absent from the playoffs for so long, to make it all the way to the championship game, I mean, fantastic. But either one of you who wins, I think we'll all just feel great about you being the champion. So good on both of you. I am going to throw my vote in the ring for Justin, and solely because of proximity. Johnny living in Windber, closer to where I live, as opposed to Pittsburgh, so that's why I'm rooting for Justin. But honestly, either one of you guys, you fought the good fight. Good on you. Good luck for the third place. And Jimmy, I mean, you were so dominant throughout so much of the year to come so close and not make it, but you're a good commish all year. And really just did a bunch of good sports for everybody that's left. It's been fun playing with all four of you guys all year long. So congratulations to you. Happy holidays. And good luck in the championship game. Cheers.
This is once again Kevin Bean of the Dub C Hooligans, message number 2. So I just came home, and I would like to nominate my dog, Sir Darwin Dees of Waddleton, as the MVP of the Dub C Hooligans. Because I came home today to find that he had chewed and consumed about half of my hat that I am often teased for having worn at one point in my life. So now that I no longer have any strange hats to wear, perhaps I can shed my status as the Andre of our league, therefore making my dog the MVP of the Dub C Hooligans. Good luck, gentlemen.
There seems to be a theme this week where people are getting cut off by the answering machine and calling back for a second time. Well, Bean, I respect that you choose Juddy as your choice for the championship due to proximity. I also wouldn't want to drive. That's why I'll be picking myself. But regardless, it is going to be in Western PA, which we can all appreciate. But when you know that gas prices are going to be at historic lows, even after this summer, most likely. And, the East Coasters will probably pay a fraction of what we paid to drive out to King of Prussia. Well, you guys did, and then also to Harrisburg. But as for the second message, I think it's hilarious that your dog ate your fedora. I think you should send a picture around. I think we'd all love to see that. And I don't know if you'll shed the Andre status so quickly. We'll have to see. Time will tell. But if it does, then yes, your dog will definitely be the MVP for the Dub C Hooligans this year. If not, who knows? But I think it's safe to say that you definitely are going to shed that Cleveland Browns pin this year. Once again, thanks for the call, and hope to hear more from you next year. Hold on, Buxton. Don't turn it off yet. It looks like it's still blinking. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Didn't I teach you how to run that switchboard? Pull that plug out, put it into the number 3 slot, the third message. There you go.
Hey, what up, everybody? This is McCoy's Should Have Made Better Homeboy shouting at you. I just wanted to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, and also to Brian and Jut, best of luck this week in the finale. I'm pulling for you. Jut, it's nothing personal. I'm just pulling for Nut in this one. And I'm also obviously pulling for the Wolves of New Hanover, or the Raritan Wolves, their newest incarnation, the Raritan Wolves, to swiftly dispatch Detling this week. I hope that it's not even close. I hope that there's at least a 100-point margin between Jimmy's astounding point total and your very weak point total. So anyways, just want to wish everybody the Merry Christmases again, and swift justice for Detling, and a victory parade for Nut. And other than that, sorry my team sucks so bad. Have a great year. Bye.
Well, look at that. The McCoy's homeboys show up on the voicemail, Buxton. And Jay, just so you know, your brother's team name currently is New Gods Mad Titans. I know you've been dead for quite some time. I just didn't know that you've also been ignoring your brother's team. You know, maybe that's the reason he lost last week. Just kidding. But anyways, can't slap a gift horse in the face. Thank you for the vote of confidence, sir. Hopefully I'll be hosting you next year. You guys can come out and make a weekend out of it. If you want to, you can crash at my place. That goes out to everybody on the East Coast. Eastern PA, that is. And no surprise that you're going with your brother. Kind of seek a little bit more revenge, so that really put the Huber Squasher in his spot, in his place. So thanks again for the vote there, Jay. All right, Buxton, look alive over there. Slot number 4. Slot number 4. We got one more.
Good evening, everyone. I call with a somber tone, but to show my utmost dedication to our league, I'm calling from the UPS truck during my dinner break. Duffy, say hi to the league. I wanted to congratulate Peanut, the Detonators, on their victory. Truly, Drew Brees is a monster. I'm stunned that my lowest point total of the season came in the playoffs, but that's the way of the game. I started who I thought had the best upside, yes. Arizona was playing the Rams, but come on, the Eagles D has been putting it up all year. And Dallas are their nemesis, so is hindsight 2020? Of course, but I'm looking towards the future. And speaking of the future and nemesises, I play Det this week, so let the battle begin. I look forward to squashing him yet again and winning third place, securing our matchup bragging rights for years to come. Anyway, to finish this up, again, congratulations to both Nut and Justin. Good luck. May the best team win. And best wishes to Western PA. Congratulations. Really, it's a win-win for me. I love Western PA, but I digress. I'm going to do this one last time this year because Det loves it so much. Ow!
That's right, Jimmy does love Western PA. He's not just saying that. He wants to bottle it and wear it as a cologne, which we're still trying to perfect. Hopefully, his new woman Amanda will appreciate Western PA as much, so that whenever he retires, he can move out here and, show his black and gold off and be the true Steeler fan that he is. He's got quite a few years ahead of himself there. And I'm glad to see that the commission's spirits are up and that he's looking forward to his matchup against Detling. And I say if he squashes Detling, then he is not allowed to call himself the Huber Slayer or the Huber Squasher or any form of Huber and demise, if you will. So let it be known here that Detling can no longer use any form of that name if Jimmy gets third place this year. And I think everyone will agree to that. But good luck to both of you guys. All right, Buxton, that's all. I think it's done blinking. Go ahead, pull that plug out, turn off the machine. Come on, reach up there. I taught you how to use that machine. this week's matchups. Starting off, we have the battle for third place. New Gods Mad Titans going up against Huber Squashers. Who will hold the bragging rights for the years to come? We'll find out coming up next. Since both teams are playing from the dead, I'm not going to do the grand entrance as we usually do. However, I will kind of give my thoughts on the matchup. Starting for the New Gods Mad Titans, he's got his trusty quarterback Andrew Luck going up against the Big Ben, and I do give Andrew Luck the advantage there even after a really tough showing. Wide receiver slot number 1, you got two Titans, Demarius Thomas and Calvin Johnson. I believe that is a wash. And then you go down to Marcus Colston and Josh Gordon. I say, again, a wash, although you would normally think that goes to Gordon, not with Johnny Manziel leading your team. In the third wide receiver slot, we have Moncrief versus LaFell. Seeing as how Moncrief didn't show up, I give that all to LaFell this week. In RB1, we've got two powerhouses, Jeremy Hill going up against Le'Veon Bell. And although Bell is still not in the flex, he definitely wins this matchup. Going down, we've got Donald Brown and Giovanni Bernard. Two mediocre running backs that will probably put up next to nothing unless somehow the Bengals get into mop-up time, which I don't see happening against Denver. And then again, we also have two mediocre tight ends, Rivera versus Reed. This could be anyone. If one of those catches a touchdown, they're going to get the upper hand. And in the flex, we've got Forte versus Cobb. Forte gets this by, not a landslide, but Cobb might have a chance considering we've got a new quarterback in Chicago. I can't think of his name right now. Anyways, they benched Cutler. And the kickers, Tucker versus Swisham. I give that one to Swisham. And then finally, I'm not sure why, but Delling is sticking with Cleveland against Carolina. I think Carolina's going to run and throw all over them. And Philadelphia, Washington, you can't get much better than that. Philadelphia's going to win that one hands down. So, after looking up and down these lineups, I think it is going to be a pretty decent matchup, but I am actually going to give this to the commissioner. And I don't mean the former commissioner, I mean the current one. Jimmy, I predict you win this. I think Luck wakes up. I think your Philadelphia D wakes up. And who knows, they might put up a bigger score than either me or Justin. And that'll probably just pour a little salt in your wounds, I'm sure. As for you, Detling, I don't see Cleveland D doing a whole lot for you. If I were you, I might play Green Bay's D, and maybe you're going to switch it out. If you do, maybe it'll give you a better chance. But again, putting Bell in the running back slot and losing out on 15 points, I don't know. Maybe put in Jonas Gray. But anyways, give this one to New Gods Mad Titans. And hats off to both of you for making it to the semifinals. Next year, maybe if I don't make playoffs, you'll get to the finals. Just kidding. But good luck to both of you. May the best team win. Welcome to Tonto Bowl 12. In this year's matchup, representing the Detonators is Brian Volchko. And representing FC Bohoric is Justin Bohoric. Two Western PA teams colliding. The 2nd seed versus the 6th seed. Will it be the 3rd year that the 6th seed will reign supreme? Or will the Matt Ryan and Julio connection bring it home for their first championship? Find out this week in this week's matchup. Well, boys, looks like you proved me right again. The Detonators made it to Tonto Bowl 12. You proved your worth. You proved your mettle to make it to the final game. But now the only question left is, do you have it? Guts. That's right. I'm looking over up and down this room. And the first guy we need to point out is none other than our leader, our captain, Drew Brees. Drew, you stepped up. You earned the game ball. Get over here. You know what? This guy put up 60-some points on a Monday night when he knew it was going to take every single one of those points. He didn't count on the black unicorn. He didn't count on Marcus Coulson not getting it done, or the leg of Shane Graham, who missed a 50-yard field goal. You're lucky I have no transactions left, or you'd be riding pine, buddy. We're going to put you out there, though, because we know that the Detonators always step up, especially when it's crunch time, and I'm talking about Tonto Bowl 12. Now, some of you in here, you went dead, you went quiet. What happened? You're just lucky you made it to the finals. Evans, I don't want to see another week like that again. Especially you, Crow. Putting up 1.7? That's a joke. Don't make me make the biggest mistake of this year by playing you in the finals. Alright, now I'm going to introduce you, and I want you to run out on the field faster than you've ever ran out there. And I want to see who has 4 touchdowns in him this year. That'll definitely get you into the Hall of Fame, the Tonto's Demise Hall of Fame. First up, we got the Bee's Knees, Drew Brees. Next, our WR1. I hope you suit up, buddy. Do not save yourself for the real playoffs. TY, you can't see me, the Ghost Hilton. In the WR2. None other than the Rookie of the Year for the Detonators, Michael Thriller Killer Evans. WR3, who stepped up big time with his best game of the year for the Jets, Eric Black and Decker. Next up, with the RB1 position. None other than Joik Choo Choo coming through Bell. In my WR2, Isaiah the Crow Crowell. And the tight end, who's got hands that you wouldn't believe, Martellus, the Black Unicorn, aka the Big Weirdo Bennett! And in our flex, the man who didn't start the year as a Detonator, but he plays like one every single week, Eddie, I got hands like Randy Moss, Lacey! And in our kicker spot, we're not happy, but we know he's going to pull through this week, Shane, I be golden, Graham. And finally, the only returning position from Tonto Bowl 6, none other than the Carolina, licking their chops for some tasty Manziel sandwiches, Panthers D! Boys, you know the task, and there is no turning back. Beat or be beaten. Go big or go home. I believe in you. When I started these speeches 2 weeks ago, I didn't think they meant anything. But then I realized individuals were responding to my specific messages. And it turned out to be really weird. And somehow they're getting these messages to you. So hear me loud and hear me now, detonators. Bring home the second championship for your manager, none other than B. Volchko. Now get out there and make me proud. Detonators, mount up! Justin, I'm sorry I'm not going to give you the same enthusiastic introduction for the FC Bohorks because Delling is not here. That is his role, his responsibility. If it came from me, it wouldn't be real. It'd be fake. So I won't put you through that. However, I will say this. At the quarterback position, this could be one of the biggest matchups of the week with Drew Brees going up against Matty Ice Ryan. And it could determine the winner of this matchup. And it just depends on how, the ebbs and the flow of this game. I know I'm going to try and find it on the internet and try to watch this game. I think Brees has the edge, but again, if he has an off day, Ryan could definitely capitalize. Two big question marks, literally, are Hilton and Julio Jones. Both have a Q next to their name. Hopefully they'll both suit up. I really, really want to win, but I don't want to win just because Julio sits. And I wouldn't want to see you win just because Hilton sits, just to rest him for the playoffs. So I hope our stud receivers both play. Going down the lineups, Nelson and Evans, very, very close in the terms of their potential. I think Nelson has the edge there, although Evans has shown up big within the touchdown department. Sammy Watkins, Eric Decker, very, very neck and neck. Both decent WR3s, but nothing lights out. I think that's a wash. RB1, Joik Bell, Marshawn Lynch. Unfortunately, I'm going to give this one to you. Joik Bell's more of a pass-catching running back, although he has been more of a force on the ground. I'm still going to give that to you on the edge. You've probably got the Morris versus Crowell one as well, unless somehow the Browns find a way to beat Carolina and get the ground game going, which I don't want to see, but I wouldn't mind seeing Crowell fall in the end zone. The tight end matchups, I did have a very strong advantage until Cutler got benched. So Dwayne Allen, Martellus Bennett, I still think I got the edge, but not by that much. Flex position, Boom Boom Lacey versus Anderson, really, really tight. I think Lacey has this one by a little bit, but not by much. Kickers, I'm going to give you Vinatieri on that one just because Shane Graham has been doing a whole lot. He's been missing more than he's making. And then defensive, heads up. Normally I'd say Buffalo all the way because they're playing against Oakland, but I really think Carolina is going to show up just because, A, they still have a chance to make playoffs, and B, they want to put Manziel in his place because he likes to brag and do the money symbol. So I think that one could go either way. Having said all this, I hope both of our teams put up respectable numbers, somewhere in the 200s. And best of luck to you, Juddy. I hope that I win, of course, but if I have to lose, I would. There's nobody in the league besides probably like Jimmy and Jay that I wouldn't mind losing to. So if I have to give the title to somebody, I'd like it to be you, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Detonators are going to be hoisting their second trophy come Tuesday morning, Monday night. But as the gentleman that I am, I wish you luck and nothing but the best. All right. Wait. I was going to say, are you ready, Buxton? But I think I'm noticing something. There's one more thing on the answering machine. All right, Buxton, pull it out, put it in slot number 5. We've got a 5th message. I thought we were done with this podcast. Tonto Bowl 12 podcast is not over yet, folks. Let's see what this one's all about.
Call is now being recorded.
This message is for the manager of FC Bahork. I'll make this brief because I don't have much time, and neither does he. We have your dear brother Vince. Don't worry, he's safe. For now. That could all change very quickly. The good news is you hold the key to his safety. What, you think I'm bluffing? Say hello to your hermano, Vince.
Hey, brother. It's so dark. So dark.
Shh, that's enough. Shut up. That's enough. Here are demands. FC Bahork, all you have to do is bench Jordy this week against the detonators. Or he gets it. Gets what you ask? Why don't you tell him yourself, Vinny?
I'm chained to a wall. I'm naked, and it's Roxanne Cinco and Lisa Gore, and they're on my toes, and they're moving their way up.
That's right, ladies. Keep going. Keep going. You want this for your brother, huh? I didn't think so. All right, girls, back down. You had enough. And once you do bench him, make sure you put a lengthy and detailed explanation on the message boards for why you did it. One so convincing that the league will think that Craig Kubicek himself wrote it. And if there are any hidden messages to the Fuzz or to the rest of the league, I'll move into phase 2. Why don't you tell them what they're doing now, Vinny?
Okay. There's jumper cables attached to my balls, and it feels kind of okay right now. Actually, it feels kind of cool. It's interesting.
All right. Well, how's this feel? All right. Okay. That's all. I don't want you to suffer, Vince. I really don't. I like you. I like you a lot. But if your brother would just come to his senses, this wouldn't have to happen. All right. You all right, buddy? Okay. All right. FC, our last demand is that when you lose to the detonators this week, and he is crowned a champion for the second time, why don't you just call into the podcast next week explaining how you knew your team was inferior the entire time, and you're honored to be mentioned in the same breath as the detonators. And why don't you just mention that when Brian Volchko was born, at the moment of his birth, a bright star lit up the sky. The seasons spontaneously changed from winter to spring, and rainbows appeared. Think you could do that? And I want you on Christmas Day to convince the Richland Cinemas to carry the movie The Interview and take your entire family to see the matinee performance. We need pictures to prove it. If not, we move into the final phase. Open the door. Bring in the gimp.
Oh, wait, what? Is that Damian Wyatt? What? Oh, no.
That's right, Damien.
No.
Okay, back off, Damien. Back off.
No. That is not cool. No.
That's right. We found Damien in the foothills of Ogletown, just dying to get his hands on your brother. All right, Damien, give him a little tickle.
No, that's my private space.
All right, babe. Big guy. Come back. All right. It's up to you, Judd. It's up to you, FC Bahork. If you ever want to hear your brother's voice again, meet our very simple demands. Give him one last word, Vince.
Please, they're serious. Please do what they tell you. It's not worth it. Please, I'm begging you.
Buxton, did you recognize who that was? that was really, really scary, and I think that things just turned a little dangerous with this league. It's really scary, but all I have to say is that I really hope FC Bohoric meets those demands from those crazy individuals. And Vince, if you can hear me, I hope you're doing okay, and be strong, and just know that I would never, ever be behind such awful, awful attacks on you. And I hope you make it out alive. So, Justin, I'm really not behind this, but the ball's in your court. I mean, this is bigger than fantasy football. Like, you need to save your brother's life and do what's right. All right. You ready, Buxton? Meow, 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 meow. Coo, 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 coo.